old girl's bed, a man with a beard, but God is a woman and she's tough and she's queer.
Hey everyone, Bex here. Welcome back. I'm so excited to be here. Today too, I'm just feeling something different. So we're still gonna do punk music, of course, but instead of the same playlist we've been doing, which as you know is very fuck the police, punk music, we're gonna do just women only punk bands. And so I still try to pick political songs though, right? So it has that same vibe, but it won't be as intense. I don't know if as intense is the right word, but it won't be quite as like I said, fuck the police style of music, but it'll still have that nice feminist, riot girl vibe to it. So playlist is linked in the chat here. And then if you're watching this not live recorded, the link to the playlist, of course, is always linked below in the description. And as always, I'll let you know when I go over and cue the playlist on. So that way, if you're linked to it in Spotify, we can hit play at the same time and we can coordinate that music. And then again, you can have it as loud as you want. So since this is our fourth class or so, I'm just going to dive right in. And hopefully, if you're watching this not live as well, maybe you watch the first session or so first so you kind of know the vibe and what we're doing. Because moving forward, I'm going to try to have a little bit less instruction, not quite so beginners level, and just have us start the music, dive right in, start doing the poses. Class will always, of course, though, follow a similar flow of like starting the center and grounding and kind of on the floor, slowly opening and warming up our bodies and then moving into standing poses and some flow poses and then coming back down to the floor to kind of cool our bodies back down as we end the practice. So it'll always kind of follow that format, but overall just wanting to make sure that you've seen the other sessions to know just the vibe and how we're going to roll with it. And of course, always make sure you have water to drink if you need it to stay hydrated. Please use a yoga mat if you are able to, just for safety, for that grip. And so that hopefully you don't fall. I'm as usual going to be a rebel and not use the yoga mat just because of my carpet. So same thing as always. Shitty carpet that does not work well for a yoga mat, but thankfully because it's so shitty and rough and horrible on your skin, it grips like a yoga mat. So we're good with that. All right, I'm going to turn my light on just so you can see me a little bit more when I'm back doing the poses. And then I'm going to give you the countdown and we're going to start our music and then we're going to get right into the class. All right, let's do this. Let's see, I'm gonna make sure this is bright enough. It's cloudy today. It looks like it's actually about to monsoon again. So a little darker in here than usual. So I'm just gonna make sure I have my light up for you guys. All right, I think you can see me. I always feel bad because it's like I want the light on so you can see me well for poses, but then my very Scandinavian skin overly glows, as you can see when I turn the light up. So, but we're good. All right. I'm going to, music's on the phone. Like I said, playlist is in the chat already or in the description below. All right. I'm going to hit play in 1, 2, 3. Water. All right, as usual, we're going to start with standing first before we start our grounding and centering. Come to the front of your mat if you're able to. We're going to just open up our body, wake it up a little, and then we're going to start with our opening chant. Normally we do Punx Princex 3 times when I tell you to, but I think we're going to add just a little bit extra to it. So going with the chant or a slogan that comes from Shout Your Abortion, which is an awesome organization, you should check them out. We're going to say Punx Princex, we're doing it anyway. And that's in reference to abortions, of course, because we will aid and abet abortions. We will not follow unjust laws. So today's kind of opening chant is going to be Punx Princex, we're doing it anyway. We're going to do it 3 times together, all right? We ready? 1, 2, 3. Punx Princex, we're doing it anyway. Punx Princex, we're doing it anyway. Punx Princex, we're doing it anyway. All right. Are we warmed up? Scream, yell, let it out, move your body, whatever you need. All right, we're going to ground and center now. All right, coming to the front of your mat, you're going to sit down in a comfortable seated position. All right, getting comfortable, getting really rooted in our bodies, feeling the firm foundation of the ground beneath us. We're going to close our eyes and gently just really focus on our body and our breathing. We're going to inhale through the nose, exhale through the nose. We're taking deep, intentional breaths. Each inhale, our belly fills up really full of air, and then as we exhale slowly, we squeeze that stomach, that navel back towards the base of our spine, squeezing it in and letting that air out. Make sure as you're sitting here, just getting connected to your body, focusing on your breathing, that your spine is nice and straight, your core is engaged, so we're protecting our back. Our shoulders are rolled back, so our chest is rounded and open. Very gently look right to left with your neck, just kind of warming that neck up. Now up and down very gently, making sure we're not overextending the neck, just waking it up. Nice gentle neck rolls here. Switch directions. Inhaling and rolling those shoulders up and back, doing nice gentle shoulder rolls here. Again, we're just really warming up our body, helping ourselves feel in this present moment, letting go of anything else from the day or what's coming tomorrow. Now switch directions, roll those shoulders forward. Now alternating maybe, kind of getting a nice extra little stretch here. All right, as we continue to inhale and exhale, you're gonna pull your hands kind of back down your legs, round that chest even more forward. As you inhale, so you're getting a really big breath, and then as you exhale, you're gonna squeeze and then round your back into like a C shape. And you're gonna follow your natural breath like this. Feel free to open your eyes if you haven't. It's up to you. If you feel more relaxed with them closed while we warm up, that's fine. Or you can keep them open. So inhaling forward, exhaling, rounding back. Now doing it in a circle, inhaling forward, exhaling, rounding back. Now switch directions, still forward with the inhale, rounding on the exhale. Bringing the hands out in front, you're going to toss them together, flip them, inhale the arms straight overhead, nice elongated spine, like you're pushing up against the ceiling. We're breaking through the glass ceiling. Exhale, release, clasp those hands now behind your back and really pull those shoulders back. Nice chest opener here. Planting that left hand firmly behind your hip, pushing up on your fingers to create that resistance. Inhale your right arm overhead. Looking up towards that right elbow, so you're getting a nice long curved spine here. Exhale, release it down, opposite. So again, firmly planting that right hand behind the right hip. So nice and firm. Inhale, the left arm overhead. Exhale, deeper into that. And look up towards that left elbow. Exhale, release. Now we're going to do a slight twist here, something similar. So that left hand goes back behind that left hip again. This time that right hand crosses over and grabs that left knee. And on the exhale, you're going to twist and look back towards that left shoulder that's behind you. Inhale back to center, switch sides. Right hand plants behind that right hip. Cross over in front. Exhale over that back right shoulder. This time, kind of crawl your arms forward, and we're going to come into, I'm going to switch directions so you can see me a little better. So we're going to come into our first child's pose. So knees go as wide as you need, sitting back on your toes. The wider your knees, the easier the pose is because it creates more space for your hips. So if you're really flexible, you can keep those knees a little more narrow. If you need more space for your body, feel free to open wider. Exhale, walk those hands forward and release your forehead to the floor or as far as you're able. Inhale up, you're going to come into a tabletop, so your knees are going to be in line with your hips and your wrists in line with your shoulders. I'm going to throw my hair up. I got a lot of hair. All right. Toes are tucked as well. So on the inhale, you're going to round your back up like a C and your chin drops down. And as you exhale, that belly drops down and you come into the opposite shape like a U. Cat-cow. We're going to do this with following our natural breath. So do it at your own pace. And exhale, tuck those toes and come back down in that child's pose one more time. Inhaling back up, keeping those toes tucked. You're going to inhale, lift those hips up towards the sky. Exhale, plant your heels down, drop your ears between your front elbows, coming into your downward facing dog. Since this is our first one of the practice, feel free to kind of bend those knees, move around a little, just wake up your body in this pose. Maybe you lift that right leg up, do a nice stretch here. Exhale, only do that if that feels comfortable. Again, we're waking up our body. Now, exhaling, we're going to exhale forward into a plank. And then you're going to roll forward a little. Keep those elbows kind of nice and tucked in as we go down. And you're going to exhale down into like a push-up or chaturanga. Release the top of your feet, push to the tops of your feet. Inhale, chest rolls forward, coming into our cobra. Exhale, release. You're going to inhale, Tuck those toes, inhale those hips back up into a downward facing dog. Exhale, come back into that nice, solid, strong plank. Exhale, roll forward, releasing to the ground. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, release. Inhaling back up to downward facing dog. One last time, you're going to exhale forward into that nice strong plank pose. Rolling forward, exhale down. Inhale up to the cobra. Exhale, release down. Inhale the hips up. And then step your front foot forward, so your right foot forward. Coming to like a 90-degree angle with your knee. You don't want it too far back so you're not getting enough of a stretch, but you don't want to hyperextend your knee as well. Really pulling through that back thigh, nice and strong, as if there's a wall behind your back heel, like you're pushing against it. Come into a nice, strong runner's lounge. Runner's lunge. I don't know why it was coming out as lounge, but I prefer to lounge over run. That's more my vibe. It's lounge, not run. Inhale that left arm overhead, coming up into an open twist. Exhale, release it. Step that right foot back, and now inhale, step that left foot forward, coming back into our runner's lunge. Inhale that arm up overhead, the right arm coming into an open twist. Exhale, release that. Bring that back foot back and come back into our downward facing dog. Jump or step those feet forward in between the front hands. Coming into a nice forward fold. Keep the knees slightly bent so we're not locking our knees. And just drop your body and your hands as far down as you're able to. Inhaling, slowly roll the spine up to standing. All right, shake it out. For me, adjusting my pants. They're always too big on my waist, but tight everywhere else, because my waist is too small in proportion to my booty and thighs. Whew. All right, our body should feel nice and awake now, so we're going to do a few standing poses. You can turn your mat to the wide. If it was vertical, turn it wide now so that you can come into a nice wide stance. Again, go as wide as is comfortable for your body. Okay, that right foot, which is going to be our back foot, is going to come in at about a 45-degree angle. Front foot or left foot for me is going to rotate all the way forward. Inhale those arms overhead. On the exhale, you're going to come down. Again, making sure that knee doesn't hyperextend. Being really strong in that thigh and pushing our weight and our strength to that back heel. We're going to look out over that front middle finger coming into warrior two. And we're engaging our core here too, and our back is nice and strong. Inhaling that front arm overhead, you're going to drop that back arm down the thigh and come into a slight bend here depending on your flexibility level. Exhale, come forward. We're going to switch sides. So your left foot now comes in at a 45-degree angle. Right front foot turns all the way forward. Inhale those arms overhead. Exhale, release down. Inhale the arm overhead, back arm drops, and then we come to a slight bend here. Inhale, coming back up, switching sides again. Inhale those arms overhead. We're going to come back into that warrior two. This time, exhale and release that front arm, kind of resting on that front knee. Inhale the right or back arm overhead, and then twist slightly up, nice and strong in your back and core. Look up towards the ceiling. Inhale, come back up, and we're going to switch sides. So again, coming back into that warrior two. Inhale the arms overhead. Exhale, coming into warrior two. You can adjust your stance as you're in the pose for what feels right for your flexibility. Exhale. Switching sides. That left or top arm goes overhead. Slightly roll that left shoulder back, opening up into a slight twist, and then you look up towards the ceiling. Inhaling, coming back up. Rotate both the feet forward, so we're coming back into that forward wide stance. Exhale, we're going to release towards the floor, similar to our standing forward fold. Release your hands to the ground if you're able to, or as far as you're able. Exhale, fall even deeper, walking your hands back between your legs if you're able to. Walking the hands back out in front, firmly planting your right hand. You're going to lift that left arm overhead, coming up into an open twist. Looking up towards the ceiling or that left hand. Exhale, release down, and we're going to switch sides. So firmly plant that left hand. Inhale that right hand overhead. Looking up towards that right hand or the ceiling. Wiggle your fingers here if you want to. Get a nice finger stretch. Exhale, release that hand down. Exhale, go deeper into the pose again. Inhaling, nice straight spine. We're going to come back to standing. Bringing our stance in just a little bit so it's not quite as wide. We're going to inhale the arms up. Exhale them down to like a 90-degree angle. And as we exhale, we're going to do kind of an open squat, coming into what we call goddess pose, or as I like to call a punk rock pose. Nice strong core here and back. Inhale, come back to standing. We're going to do that 2 more times. Inhale those arms up. Exhale, the arms come down. Inhale back up. And inhaling those arms up. We exhale back down. Inhale back to standing. Now kind of shake it out, maybe get some water since we've done some Nice standing poses that should really have warmed up your body now. I'm gonna get some water as well. All right, coming back to the front of your mat. Firmly planting your feet. Gonna make sure we want to find our balance here because we're going to do our standing tree pose. So shifting your weight to that left foot to start and just slightly lifting that right foot. So we're kind of getting our balance. Then you're going to lift that right foot up, placing it either on your calf, if that's as far as you're able to go, or above the knee. We just make sure we never place it on our knee. And we find our balance. It's okay if we're not balanced today. It's different from day to day, from each side of the body, you never know. We just meet it where it's at. Once you feel nice and stable in the pose, you're going to inhale your arms overhead. Nice, long spine. Hands come in at the center, palms touching. Exhale them down, coming into our heart center or prayer pose. Exhale, release. Kind of shake it out. And then refining your kind of centeredness and groundedness. Again, we start by just shifting that weight over to the right side, lifting that left foot just a little bit so we're feeling kind of stable. When you feel ready, you're going to lift that foot up to whatever placement is comfortable for you. I'm having one of those days my balance is a little bit off today, but that's all right. And we're going to inhale those arms overhead once you're as stable as you're able to for today. Palms come together, still nice and long, stretching up towards the ceiling. Exhale, those hands come to heart center, prayer pose. You can even really use this pose as you press your hands together. You can create more resistance to roll those shoulders back more and open the chest even more. So it's up to you. We can do a gentler version or really use it to create resistance. Exhale, release, coming out of the pose as gracefully as we're able to. It's okay if we fall out. And again, kind of shaking it off. All right, we're going to do a few sun salutations here. This will again warm us up even more. It's a little bit more of a flow set. And so we're going to take it at your own pace. So if you want to do more sets than I'm doing at a faster pace, feel free to. If you want to slow it down and do less sets than I do, and maybe just do a gentle child's pose in between the sets, whatever feels the best for you. So we're going to do similar to what we were starting out on our floor warming up. I'm going to turn sideways so you can see me, but you can be facing the front of your mat if that's easier for you. But basically, you're going to come to standing, nice and firmly planted. We're going to inhale those arms overhead. Exhale, swan dive those arms and come back to that standing forward fold. Walking those hands forward and bringing those feet a little bit apart. We're going to exhale and come into our downward facing dog. Exhale, we're going to come into that plank. And again, exhaling down to our chaturanga. Inhaling up to our cobra. Exhale, release. Inhale those hips up to the sky. Walking the hands back. Scooting the feet slightly in. We're going to come back into our standing forward fold. Inhale, rolling that spine up. Inhaling those arms overhead. And exhaling them back down. All right, that's one set. There's also, we're going to do the opposite way too when we come back up to standing. So I'll show you the different. You walk your hands back to come into standing forward fold. You can also jump or walk your feet forward. So either way, your body will either end up here or at the back of your mat. So we'll do it both ways. But the idea is just to do a set of poses over and over in a row to kind of get a flow going and to get our heart rate going. All right, coming back into your nice standing. Nice and firm mountain pose. We're going to inhale those arms overhead. Exhale, release, swan dive those arms down, coming into your standing forward fold. Walking those hands forward, separating the feet a little. We're going to exhale and come into our downward facing dog. Exhale forward into a plank, and then exhale all the way down to the floor. Inhaling up to cobra. Exhale, release. Inhale those hips back up, downward facing dog. This time we'll go the opposite direction too. We're going to jump or walk our feet forward in between our front hands, coming back into that standard standing fold. Inhale, rolling the spine. Inhale those arms overhead. Exhale, release them down. Second set. All right, let's do it again. I'm just moving because I'm in an awkward, my extra bedroom's pretty small, so I don't have a lot of space, but you hopefully have more space where you don't have to move your body as much. I just have to have enough length for me to go into my plank pose. So inhale those arms overhead. Exhale, swan dive those arms down, standing folding, standing forward fold. It's harder to say than you think when you're on the exhale. Exhale, walk those hands forward. Exhale, releasing the downward facing dog. Exhale, forward into plank. And exhale, down to the floor, chaturanga. Tuck the feet, inhale, chest forward. Cobra. Exhale, release. Inhale the hips up. Walking the feet forward between the hands or walking the hands back to the feet. Either way, you come back into your standing forward fold. Inhale, slowly roll the spine up. Inhale those arms overhead. Exhale, release the arms. All right, we're gonna do one more set. Nice and warm and strong. I'm gonna deal with my rolling pants waist. All right, nice and centered. Inhale those arms up. Exhale, release, forward fold. Exhale, walk forward. Inhale, and then exhale our hips up to the sky, downward facing dog. Exhale, plank. Nice and strong here. Roll a little bit forward, elbows tucked. Exhale to the floor. Inhale, smiling with our heart, as they say. Exhale, release. Touch the toes again. Inhale those hips up to the sky. Downward facing dog. Jump or walk the feet forward in between those hands. Standing forward fold. Slowly rolling that spine up. Inhale those arms up. Exhale, release to heart center. All right, shake it out. All right, take water break if you need it real quick. Otherwise, come back to the forward part of your mat, feet together. Nice and firm. You're going to keep your left arm down, kind of pushing towards the floor. Inhale that right arm overhead. So you're getting a nice long stretch here. Exhale, slightly curve, doing a crescent, and look up towards the ceiling, towards that right overhead elbow. Inhale, center, exhale, release that arm, and do the same thing on the other side. Pushing this down to create that resistance, your right hand down towards that right hip. Inhale the left arm overhead. Slightly bend in a curved T shape into a crescent move. And look up towards the ceiling or that left overhead elbow. Exhale, release. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, we're going to swan dive in again, coming into our forward fold. This time you're going to scoot your feet a little bit apart. Great room for your booty to exhale and come down towards the floor. Coming into a squat. Hands at heart center. You can use those elbows to help make this a deeper stretch, opening those hips even more. Exhale all the way to the floor. Feet come out in front. Nice straight legs. Core still engaged here. Nice straight spine. Inhale the arms overhead. And exhale, pulling the chest towards those front toes. You should really feel a nice hamstring stretch here. Inhale back up, put the bottoms of your feet together and as close as you're able to, what feels comfortable, you're going to move those heels towards the inside of your body, nice and wide stretch here. And you're going to exhale again, drawing your chest forward and towards the floor. Inhaling up. Now open those legs and go into a nice wide stretch stance. Reaching towards that right foot and toe. You're going to exhale and kind of release towards that floor. If you'd like, you can inhale that upper left arm overhead and bring it over, coming into a nice side open stretch, or you can just keep it gentler, where you just reach towards that foot and floor. Inhaling back up, walk to center, and then exhale, release to the other side. Now going to my left side. Inhaling up, walking to center. This time exhale that chest forward, right in the center. Inhale, walking that spine back up. We're going to come all the way down to the floor. If you need a support on your neck, please put one behind you or even under your low back. Feet are about hip distance apart. Crossing that right ankle, the left ankle over your right knee. Grab right below that right knee and pull your thigh, that right thigh towards you. Exhale, release. You're going to switch sides. So this time the right ankle crosses and rests on that left front knee. And then the hands clasp below and behind that left knee and pull that left thigh towards you. Exhale, release. Inhale, bring both those legs up nice and straight. And just do a little stretch here. Coming into our Shavasana to end the practice, you're going to release your legs down, feet kind of splay forward, hands come out gently to the side of the body, palms facing up, and you're just super heavy and relaxed. Really feel the weight of your body in the floor beneath you. Closing your eyes and coming into a rest. If you're not able to lay on the ground in Shavasana, I've said in other classes, I'm actually not able to because of one of my back injuries. You can also just come into a nice, gentle, seated pose and still close your eyes and try to give your body a rest here. Just focusing on your breathing in through the nose, out through the nose. Do a scan of your body and just find any places that have tension still in them. Maybe open your mouth, move your jaw around, loosen that jaw. We hold a lot of stress and tension in our face. You wiggle those fingers and then fully relax them, just really melting into the floor. Just consciously releasing that tension. You're safe, you're strong, you're supported by the floor beneath you, just like you're supported by the community around you. Slowly begin to awaken your body and kind of come back into the present moment, into the room. Again, doing that kind of scan over the body, starting with the toes and just going up through your whole body. Just release any tension and kind of weight in that body part. So wiggle the toes. Maybe roll your feet a little, waking up those ankles. Bring awareness back to your calves and your thighs, your hips, your core. Wiggle those fingers. Again, loosen, open the mouth and jaw. When you're ready, roll gently over to your right side, kind of coming into a fetal position. Take a few breaths here, just being really gentle with your body. And then using your hands to help bring you up, come back into a comfortable seated position. Eyes remain closed or come back to close. Hands come into the heart center and just take a moment to thank your body. It was really strong just now. Tell it you're grateful for it being so strong and helping you to survive. Tell it you honor it, you love it just as it is. Take a nice couple deep breaths here, really big ones. We're going to just sigh on the exhale, really releasing that tension. So inhale, big inhale. Exhale, sigh. Shoulders drop and release, just let it out. 2 more times, big inhale. Exhale. Final time, big inhale. Exhale, sigh, release. Gently opening your eyes, coming fully back into the room. The rebel in me honors the rebel in you. Thank you and stay safe. All right, so that's it for the yoga practice. Just grabbing a sip of water. So we're going to, I'm going to turn this light down. So again, my glowing Scandinavian self isn't quite so stark. This is where we usually share any upcoming kind of activist opportunities, protests, anything like that. So I don't think there's any protests I'm going to soon, but I did post on the Punx Princex Instagram page. There are a couple things that are mostly virtual that I will probably be going to coming up this week, I believe. So this one I'm really excited about. The Phoenix chapter of Radical Women. Phoenix is going to be hosting a night. I believe I talked about this last session, but they're doing like a get to know us, get to know about their organization and what they do, and it's over Zoom. And so it is Wednesday, August 3rd. That's at 6 to 8 p.m. Again, it's over Zoom. So I have that information posted on the Punx Princex Instagram page. So feel free to join that. Even if you're not in Phoenix, it's great just to learn about what local, more radical feminist groups are doing, especially around abortion rights and just other feminist issues. They're specifically a socialist organization, so that is what their emphasis is on. There's also an upcoming on August 2nd, so that is Tuesday, 6 p.m. again, so it's around the same time, and it's also over Zoom, so it'll be virtual. It's a group that's doing it, but specifically one of our local abortion providers, Dr. Sean Taylor, will be one of the panelists for it. But they're basically going over the abortion bans and the criminalization of pregnant people that's kind of happening all over the U.S. And then, of course, addressing issues in Arizona specifically. So that's a free webinar, and there's going to be a couple different panelists on there. So that information is also posted on the Punx Princex Instagram page as well. So it looks like this week, as far as what's coming up, I'll mostly just be attending a couple of the Zoom sessions to meet with the local socialist radical feminist group, and then also to do one that's on like abortion information as far as the status of where all the bans are right now, and also really focusing on the next scary steps where it's not just about taking our rights and access to abortion away, but actually criminalizing it and criminalizing women and going to be sending providers and obviously pregnant people to prison possibly. So it's really scary, and it's really important to stay in the know about those issues coming up. So that's it as far as what's on my radar for this week. I, of course, will post anything on my Instagram page if anything comes up as far as other protests and things like that. And feel free to always DM me information if you want me to post it on my page and share it as well for your state or your city, wherever you're at, if you'd like to post something that you're going to be attending or would like people to attend. All right, that's it for this time. Hopefully I'll see you next Sunday, and hopefully you enjoyed our Punk Women themed time.
It's easy, you can say fuck freely. Don't be